What's up, everybody? It is a late live today. It's around 6 o'clock. Oh, 6:30 almost. I am actually about to go pick up some Ohana Poke Bowl over in Fairhope. And I had a pretty busy day. I just got watching Joseph McClendon again from the Tom Ferry Summit. I'm pretty pumped up. Like, if you have not listened to that guy will jazz you up. If you love personal development and you love mindset, like, this guy will fire your brain up and make you do some crazy things while he's talking to you. And that brings us into the topic where I'm going to talk about today, but I'm going to tell that about in a second. But this morning, I went and met with Jeff, the athletic coach over at Bayshore Christian. And I'm going to go over there on Thursday and kind of observe the baseball players and their workouts that they do and see if I can't just bring them some value and serve them and help them and just hopefully make them become better at baseball and just stronger and get the form down right on different things that they do, like squats, deadlifts, power cleans, and things like that. So I felt like God was bringing me to that school. I was trying to think about something that I could volunteer with, that I would be excited about, be passionate about, and kind of pump me up to be able to be like, just go up there and just help and serve and not feel like it was a job or feel like I was just dragged down, like I just had to do it. And you know, I reached out to Mr. Jeff and he emailed me back and we had a real good conversation today about it. So I'm going to go over there on Thursday at 3:15 to 4:30 and just watch the kids and see how they're doing and see what they're doing. And I'm pretty excited about it. I'm fired up. And after that, I went and got my tires rotated at Fairhope Tire, mounted and balanced. The vibration in my truck's out. And he told me it's going to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. I was like, that's okay. I got my computer. I'm going to set up shop right here. There was only like one other person in the lobby. Of course, they had the TV on. It was kind of loud, but not a big deal. So, opened up my computer, got everything set up. I was ready to go. Started making phone calls. And unfortunately, didn't reach anybody today, but I left a lot of voicemails. And they say it takes about 15 to 20 times for basically a cold lead to actually like call you back or actually just respond back to you, even if it's through an email or anything like that. So I'm just going to keep plugging away, hitting up my contacts I've gotten through the Facebook ads. And at first I was kind of like embarrassed to do it. And I was like, you know what? Do some of what Joseph says. Just smile first and then just start doing it. Like, that smile is going to release some dopamine into your brain. And it's going to reward you. That dopamine is like a reward for making the phone calls and being excited and being happy. So every time you go to make a call or something or do something that you don't want to do, like, smile and that dopamine drip's going to go and then you're going to be happy to go do it. Just hit it up and go do it. Kind of like working out, eating right, things like that. Like, he went deep into the psychology of all this. And like, if you've never listened to it or if you've never dove deep into it, it's pretty amazing stuff. And then after that, I went to the JPAR office and hung out with Marcus and Chase again. I got some, what did I do? I was trying to make a PDF, and then I actually got some more. I watched a webinar on KB Core and more Facebook ads and more lead pages and squeeze pages and things like that. Kind of like the boring side of Facebook ads. I think it's fun. A lot of people think it's boring. It was an hour long. It was very good, very informative. I really appreciate Michael for putting that on. And after that, we went toward April McClary's house. I probably said her last name wrong. Over in Pine and Nut District. And I got me a schooling on the Pine and Nut District, which was awesome. Every time I hang around those two, I always learn something new. So I'm going to keep hanging around them. I hope they learn something from me when they're around me. I hope I can bring something of value to them. I know I can. I don't know if I have yet, but I'm sure I have. If I have, let me know. I'd love to know that kind of stuff. It makes me feel good, and I'm just there to help other people. After that, went back to the office for a little bit. Dad came home and talked with Kelly. We actually had a little discussion. I was feeling kind of bad, kind of down. She just been feeling like tired, and we weren't connecting on a very good level, and we actually like started laughing and giggling, so it made me feel a lot better. And sometimes it just takes a little talking and asking what's wrong. Like I had to dig kind of deep. I had to ask her like 3 or 4 times, like, what's wrong? Like, why aren't you sleeping good? Like, what? Like, talk to me. And then she finally opened up, and we talked a little bit, and started looking at different houses and things, and like opening up some dreams, and just laughing and giggling. It was a lot of fun. So, and after that, I started watching the Joseph McLaren show, or the webinar on it. And I took a bunch of notes that I'm gonna probably put out there on the podcast for sure, and also on my lives. And also, I'm gonna start doing some of the stuff that he said to do. Because if you don't do anything, if you don't take action, those are just dreams. That's not your vision. Like your vision is actions, dreams repeated over and over and over and over, and the action repeated over and over and over and over that get you to where you want to go. So, anyways, what I'm going to talk about today, if you don't do the hard, this actually brings me into what we're going to talk about. If you don't do the hard things now, you won't find time to do them later, and they will never get easier once you put those off. And I've talked about that in the beginning of my when I first started doing these lives. I was talking about how I want to get all my systems put in place and learn KV Core and learn all the programs first before I just ran out there and started doing a bunch of marketing or a bunch of just meeting a bunch of people trying to get them to buy a house, or even trying to list a house. Like if I don't know how to do any of that, and then it just gets thrown on top of me, and that becomes the normal, then I'll never figure out the rest of the things to put my systems in place to help me spend more time with my family and help me spend more time working out, doing different things, talking to other clients, talking to other people. And if those systems aren't in place, then I'm just going to be constantly bogged down with busy work that, you could outsource it, or you could have already had it put in place instead of trying to learn it right away. And I'm a huge believer of it. Like after running the gym for as long as I did all the busy work where you worked inside the business the whole time. And once you can work on the business and not in the business, it's a whole nother lifestyle. And it's a whole lot better lifestyle. It's a lot better on the mind. It's a lot better on your family. It's a lot better on your body. It's just overall a lot better. So one thing you got to do is you got to block your time. Number one, block your time. I've learned that the hard way, and I used to never do that. And now I do it. I write it all down on the calendar, like block it out. Like once you say, I'm going to make Facebook lead calls for an hour, you block it out on your calendar. You don't do anything else for that hour. Don't look at your phone. It's a dialer, so you got to push the button or hang up. Oh man, I'm about to sneeze. Don't go talk to anybody else. Don't look around. Just stay focused on the task at hand. There is really no such thing as multitasking. It's a made-up thing, because essentially you're just gonna see. Now I'm reading. I'm not talking to you, so I'm considering I'm multitasking. You can't read and talk at the same time. Some people consider that multitasking, where I would be talking to you and reading at the same time. It can't be done. You could look over the words. I know what it means because I wrote it and I memorized it already. So I can't talk and read at the same time. It's kind of like trying to, when you're talking to your spouse and you're looking through your phone, they're not paying attention to you. They're paying attention to their phone. You cannot multitask. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. So pick one. Block your time out and focus on that task. Number 2, batch your work. And I'm probably I'm going to be a huge believer in it. I really don't do this so much. Let's just say I don't do it. I'm going to start doing it though. It's highly focused, topic-specific form of working. So what that means is the fact that dividing your workflow into different days, hours of one topic, instead of jumping around from task to task. So one example is, I've actually heard it in the podcast industry where they batch their podcasts. Someone will pick 1 or 2 days, depending on how many podcasts they want to do. Let's say you want to do 4 podcasts. Instead of doing a podcast each week and then coming up with who you're going to talk to or what you're going to talk about, and I'm guilty of it right now. In the beginning, I was trying to do that, and I fell off of it, but I'm going to go back to it. So basically, instead of going through, this week, I had vulnerability, so now I'm going to go research vulnerability and next week, I'm going to do a second topic on vulnerability. So I'm going to research some more about the vulnerability and how to really implement it into your life. And then next week after that, I got to go do something else. And the next week after that, I got to do something else. So that's 4 weeks of me having to research and then me also having to set up the podcast equipment, get everything out, record it, edit it, do all that. So batch working would be, I just take one day, like I would take Sunday and I would record all 4 episodes. And then maybe like on Saturday or Friday, I could research all the topics I want to do, write them all out, and then the next day, or even the same day, go ahead and record those episodes. That way they're batched. And now I'm 4 weeks ahead instead of going week to week. Kind of like living paycheck to paycheck. You don't want to do that. So you batch your money, like saving money, like 6 months worth of expenses. You put that in the bank. It's kind of the same thing as batching your podcast. So you would just batch your work. Pick the days, like I should pick, like truthfully for KB Core, I should pick a day where I only am going to do KB Core trainings. That's going to be 4 hours batched right there of KB Core. Instead of each week going and find out something else I need to do, find another thing. I think it's going to be really, really helpful. If you're not doing it, I highly suggest you do it. Another thing, number 3, eliminate interruptions. I'm a huge believer of that, and I'm a huge violator of it. I will definitely work around other people. My kids are running around everywhere. It is super hard to work without distractions or interruptions for sure. You got to flip your phone over. You got to put it on silent. You really should turn the vibrate off. You got to quit wearing your watch. Yeah, your iPad, your Apple Watch. Like I started taking it off, and Kelly was like, "Why are you wearing your nice watch?" I was just like, "I don't know. I'm just going to start wearing the nice watch." And deep down inside, I was really thinking, like, I was tired of interrupting me, because every time I'd sit there and look at it, and look at it, and look at it. So now I'm just going to wear it when I'm working out, or if I'm just kind of like hanging out around the house on the weekends or something. But if I'm going somewhere, if I'm doing work, I'm going to have my other watch on now. I eliminate temptation. Like, that's huge. That goes all the way back to the gym, eating right, eating healthy, like all that's eliminating temptation. You need to take all the junk out of your house and throw it away. Like, it's hard for me. Like, we still have junk food because we have kids, and they're not going to eat fruit and vegetables all the time. So we do have some junk food, but I have to really, like, I walk over to it sometimes and I look at it and I'm like, and I have to say, no, you don't need it. And then you smile and then you walk away. Right? So eliminate the temptations of anything. Like, turn off all the notifications on your computer. Like, as soon as I get the laptop that Kelly used to use, I'm going to turn off all the notifications so that way the email's not popping up. It's not dinging. I'm going to probably not even have, I might have my text messaging on it so that way I can respond quicker, but it's not going to have any, notifications. And I've turned off a lot of notifications on my phone. There's not many that will pop up anymore. And I've heard it before, and I've thought about it, and I was like, you know what? Let's turn them off. What do you need them for? Why? You don't. Like, the only thing you need to do is if your wife or your spouse is calling, or the kids are hurt. Like, that's the only real reason you need it. Number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plan ahead. Always plan ahead. Like, I've been trying to do that, like plan 2 or 3 days ahead. Obviously, we like to live in the now, and we like to live on spontaneous stuff, but planning ahead is super huge. Plan the vacation 6 months out. So that way you know you're going on vacation. You got something to look forward to. Plan date nights. Plan everything that you have. It's so much easier to go through. And then every once in a while you can break the plan and just go do something else. But if you plan your vacation 6-7 months out, you have time to pay for it, and you have something to work for, and you get to pick something. Like, we're kind of dealing with it right now. Like, we want to go to Tennessee. Most of the cool cabins are all taken up in October. Apparently, who knew Pigeon Forge was super popular in October? I didn't know. Kelly didn't know. I'm sure you probably knew. Number 5, overcome obstacles. Like, that's pretty hard. I mean, you just have to get through it. Like, get through those obstacles. Like, if some people call it eating the frog. Like, if you have a big obstacle in the way, like, eat that obstacle first and just get it out of the way and move on. We got to speed up a little bit. I got to go get dinner. Build good habits is number 7. I've built up some really good habits. My wife's super impressed with me a lot of times. I broke every single habit. Like, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I don't drink caffeine anymore. I don't smoke anymore. I still work out. What other habits? I wake up early. I don't sleep in. I don't stay up late anymore. Like, you name it, I pretty much cut out all those habits. I'm not sure what bad habits I do have. Oh, besides leaving the cabinets open and maybe sometimes eat too much at one dinner. I don't know. I have some bad habits, I'm pretty sure. And then number 8, you have to protect your time. Like, protect your time with everything you have. Like, if you're with your family, and somebody calls, like your buddy calls, don't go run to the phone just so you talk to your buddy. Schedule that time. Your time is with your family. Like, protect your time. Don't let those energy suckers just sit there and, like, just take all your energy because they just want to talk and just hear their voice, or they're complaining about something, or you're watching TV or watching the news and you get sucked in or sucked into YouTube. Trust me, you could get sucked into TikTok. You got to schedule your TikToks. Like, you got to have something on your phone saying, get off of TikTok. That's all I know. Like, I am a violator at that. So now I schedule it either if I'm in the bathroom or if I'm eating breakfast, or maybe I don't know, sometimes right before bed, or if I just have like a super downtime, I will say, like, I can watch a few videos and move on. Breakfast, I'll just eat my omelet. As soon as I'm done with my omelet, I put it away. So protect your time. Your time is super valuable. You cannot get time back. It's it's a precious commodity that you cannot get back. Always be prepared. As you see, I wrote down the notes. I'm a huge believer in writing down notes now. I used to think that I could always remember everything, but I've realized I can't remember it. And I have not made a priority to memorize everything before I get onto these lives. You know, they're live. Let's just do it. The news people, they get to read their stuff. So I like to put bullet points out, but be prepared. Anything you go on, interviews, listing appointments, buyer consults, your workout, like anything you're going on, like, be prepared for it. And then do the hard things first. That's probably the hardest thing. It kind of goes up to overcoming obstacles. Like, doing the hard things first. Like, eat that frog. Like, if you have to make 100 calls a day, make the 100 calls first thing in the morning. And then after that, like, you're going to be so happy that you made all those calls. Everything else is going to seem easy. If you suck at working out and you hate working out, go work out first thing in the morning, and the rest of the day is free. Because if you wait till 5 o'clock at night to work out, you're going to dread working out all day. You're going to think about, oh my God, I want to work out. Oh my God, I want to work out. And then by the time you get to work out, you're already like this, and then you don't even want to work out anymore. So just pull the phone. So get that nasty frog out of the way. Get the hardest thing done out of the way first, and put it at the top of your list, your to-do list. Get it out of the way and move on. All those other things are going to come after you get the first one done, because you're going to be so excited to get the rest done. So anyways, I appreciate it. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you got it all. But you can find me at Instagram, Marcus, or actually allgood_Marcus is my realtor one. And then you can always find me on my YouTube page, Marcus Allgood. I think you can just search Marcus Allgood on YouTube. It'll pop up. I got some cool stuff in the works. Things are coming. And thank you for watching.